Hello students, I am Dr. Kavita, Assistant Professor, Maharani Science College for Women, Mysore. Welcoming you all to the fourth part of photochemistry. In this session, let us go through the laws of photochemistry, energy of a photon and Einstein and the term quantum efficiency. There are two laws of photochemistry. First one is Grother-Draper's law, also known as principle of photochemical activation. The law states that only that light which is absorbed by a system can bring about a photochemical change. That is, whatever the light may fall on the substance, but it is only that part of light which is absorbed by the system can bring about a change. The second law of photochemistry is Stark-Einstein's law of photochemical equivalence, also known as principle of quantum activation. So here it states one molecule is activated by the absorption of one quantum of radiation in the primary step of a photochemical reaction. So each molecule absorbs one quantum of radiation in the preliminary step of a reaction. We know that energy of a photon is given by E is equal to h nu, where h is Planck's constant, nu is frequency of radiation. Also it can be written as h into c by lambda, where nu is equal to c by lambda. This is the energy of a single photon. Suppose we are having 1 mole of a substance, that is 1 mole contains Avogadro number of molecules, then the energy absorbed by 1 mole is E is equal to n into h nu, where n is Avogadro number, or n into h into c by lambda. This amount of energy is also known as 1 Einstein. It is measured in terms of joule per mole or kilojoule per mole. So these are the values of constant, the Avogadro number, Planck's constant and velocity of light. Suppose if a photon is associated with frequency 4.8 into 10 to the power of 14 per second, then the energy of a photon is equal to h into nu, and substituting the value for Planck's constant and frequency, we will get the energy equal to 27.82 into 10 to the power of minus 20 joules. Or we can calculate the energy of a photon of light having any wavelength. Here the wavelength is given as 300 nanometer. So E is equal to hc by lambda. So h is Planck's constant, c is velocity of light. We have to remember these constant values. And the wavelength lambda is 300 nanometer. It is equal to 300 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Nano means 10 to the power of minus 9. Now on substituting these values, the energy will be equal to 0.0662 into 10 to the power of minus 17 joule per mole. This can be written as is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule per mole. Also, you can calculate the energy of 1 Einstein of light having wavelength 600 nanometer. So, then E will be equal to n into h c by lambda. So, where n is Avogadro number 6.023 in 10 to the power of 23 per mole. H is Planck's constant 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. Velocity of light c equals 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Wavelength is 600 nanometer. So on substituting all these values and on calculation, E will be equal to 0.199 into 10 to the power of 6 joule per mole, or it can be expressed as 0.199 into 10 to the power of 3 kilojoules per mole. Let us come to another term, quantum yield or quantum efficiency, represented by a symbol phi. It is defined as the ratio of number of molecules formed or decomposed in a given time to the number of quanta of radiation observed in the same time, or instead of molecules, number of moles formed or decomposed in a given time to the number of Einstein of radiation observed in the same time. If Stark-Einstein law of photochemical equivalence is obeyed by all the photochemical reaction, then number of molecules reacting will be equal to number of quanta of radiation absorbed. Then the ratio will be equal to 1. Then quantum efficiency will be equal to 1. But studies have reported that many reactions are having quantum efficiency greater than 1 and many reactions with quantum efficiency less than 1. So some reactions have low quantum efficiency and some reactions are having high quantum efficiency. What may be the reason for this? So according to Bodenstein, every photochemical reaction involves two processes, primary process and secondary process. In primary process, atom or a molecule absorbs photon or quantum and gets excited or activated. So molecule will absorb photon of energy h nu and gets activated. Now in secondary process, this activated molecule will undergo subsequent reactions. And now the quantum yield for the primary process will be equal to 1, and it is the secondary process which changes the overall quantum yield of the reaction. So what may be the reasons for the reactions to have low quantum efficiency and high quantum efficiency? I will discuss this in the next session. So with this, I will end this session. Thank you.